My mama told me all the time when I was little, she talk about don't hate the player, hate the game. And I used to get mad, like I used to get upset. I get in these little fits. And I'd be, ooh, when I get upset. And she'd say, don't hate the player, hate the game. And I'd be like, what? And she'd laugh like, but me, I'd be mad, so I'm not gonna laugh. That really started to click in, like, really started to set in my head, clicked for me one day. When, like, friends and family turn on you, when you go through trials and tribulations, when you face setbacks, adversity, it's part of the game. The game gonna test you. It's the thing, like, you playing Mario Kart, it's like, some people will turn to you, like, if you play Mario Kart with your friends, like, you'll throw a blue turtle shell or a red turtle shell, or, you'll shrink them with the cloud, the thunderbolt. And they'll get mad, like, dang, like, I can't believe you hit me with the blue turtle shell. Like, man, you hit me with the... And some people gonna be complaining, like, what? Man, they really gonna get mad. People really get mad the other day. I don't want to play no more. Or they're like, that's cheating. And some people in the game will look like, I don't care. And that's how it is. That's how some players is in the game. They're like, I don't care. I do anything to win. I don't care. So what? Don't hate the player, hate the game. And you have people complain like, that's a glitch. That ain't fair. That's cheating. You spamming. They'll say X, Y, Z. They'll make up 100 different reasons why they lost and that person won. But like, when you shooting dice, they'll be like, that hit my shoe. Redo that game. That's in the game. EA Sports. It's in the game. That's the same way. Everybody be complaining. Everybody be really messed up, really trying to scratch their head, figure out why it happened. Then they take steps back, look at, what did I do wrong? Maybe I could have handled the situation differently. All that. Maybe I could have chose somebody differently. That's part of the game. It's in the game. And we got the Bible. The crazy thing about the Bible, a lot of this stuff that happened is right in the Bible. A lot of these stories. Basic instructions before leaving Earth. The Holy Bible. I was reading the stats the other day, and this lady said, why is it that God created sin or allowed us to sin? And I said I was gonna do a video on that. So God didn't create sin. What he created was free will. Adam and Eve used their free will to make a choice to sin. Sin came from a choice. And it's interesting. We're not punished by God for our sins. Everybody thinks like it's like he's casting us down into hell, into the pit, you know. And the wages of sin are death, you know. But that meaning in the Bible, there's so many layers to the Bible. And so when he says the wages of sin are death, it is death. Any sin, no sin is greater than the other. And all the sins can lead to death physically. But also spiritually. It is the sinning that separates us from God. And it is the sin that causes destruction. It causes destruction of ourselves, and then we begin to manifest destruction. Cursed be the ground for your sake. Both thorns and thistles it shall bring forth. Curse. What is a curse? This is spelling. Cursive. A curse is a cycle. So what is the cycle? Thistle is a herb. Thorn is a plant. The cycle of the ground is vegetation. And the sweat of your brow. You know what happens when you have hypoglycemia? You know what happens when you have hypoglycemia? Or low blood sugar? You begin to sweat. So that's what happens sometimes when people don't eat. They have a low blood sugar and they begin to sweat. And bread in the body turns into sugar. By the sweat of thy brow, you will eat bread. From out of the dust you were taken, and to the dust you shall return. That's the cycle. The curse. Honor thy mother and father, that your days may be long on the earth. First sin was disobedience. A mini sin. You know, it's interesting. I was learning about Samson the other day in Judges. And he took the vow of a Nazarite. And it says his vow of a Nazarite he says, I haven't shaven my head since I've came out of my mother's womb. No razor shall come upon my head. Now, there's more to the vow of the Nazarite. Most people know about, the hair being cut because of the story about Samson and Delilah. But Jesus was from Nazareth. Samson was a Nazarite. Samson took the vow of a I said I was samurai. Samson took the vow of a Nazarite. And it further goes on to say, I will not eat any grapes or any grape skin or anything from the vineyard, any fruit from the vine. I will not eat dried raisins or grapes, nor will I have any wine or like drinks, like alcohol. And I started to wonder, like, wait, well, I know why alcohol makes you weak. That makes sense. It literally goes through your body and destroys your cells. That makes sense. But I noticed, like, it said wine. Most wine made back then was made out of grapes. So then it specifically says grapes or raisins. And then it says even a raisin skin. I said, wait, what? Now, so I looked up what's in grapes, because this tribe had this vow they had sworn off of grapes specifically. This was in the vow of a Nazarite. So I began to look up what's in grapes. Melatonin is in grapes. That's not just it. Melatonin is in grapes. And tartaric acid is in grapes. Tartaric acid is a toxin for the muscles. It inhibits muscle growth. And in high doses, in worst cases, causes paralysis. So then I began to ask myself, by the way, grapes are toxic to dogs for the same reason, tartaric acid. I never knew this, but I began to ask myself, how did they know? Samson is known for his strength, and he took the vow of a Nazarite. How did this tribe know way back then that grapes contain melatonin and tartaric acid? How did they know grapes were bad for your muscles? And then I began to ask myself, there's more to the vow. The reason they won't shave their head is because the hair is the extension of the nervous system. And the strength is in the hair. Because our hair is ether. And they are in coils naturally. My hair is freeform. So when I freeform my locks, they naturally spiral together. Just like the flower of life. Coming together, forming a lock. It is in this sacred geometry that we're able to harness energy and perceive vibrations. We can harness the energy of the sun and the cosmos. And we can even pick up vibrations and frequencies from signals being emitted by towers and energy being emitted by all life force. All of our senses are perceivable by vibration. Our central nervous system is able to read vibrations. The hair in the ears and the light wave frequencies, the vibrations in the eyes, the feel. It's all vibration. Touch, taste, smell, sight, hear. Even our perception is vibrations. And time doesn't exist. So the reason why we're able to pick up high frequencies is the frequency that we're operating at, along with the capability of our body being able to perceive this vibration. When we get an idea, it's a high wavelength. The interval is close together and the frequency is high. That's when we're at a high vibration. So when we get a thought, or even we get a light code from the sun, it's instant. It's an instant download, just like a thought. That's why, hold on, let me write this down because I might forget it. Why? Because this frequency is so high. Even in a dream state, when you wake up from dreaming, whoa, you're in another frequency. And a high frequency is ever passing because it's such a high interval. It's a close interval and a high frequency. So when you're able to perceive the future, time doesn't exist. So you have foresight, which is you're at a higher frequency. So you're able to read at a closer interval or a further interval at a higher frequency. So you have a foresight. A heightened perception. So in this moment, time doesn't exist. All we have is this moment, being followed by the past, and every second being the future, right? But we're only in the present. So when you have the ability to perceive the future or have this foresight, this heightened perception, this clairvoyance, it's you being able to read the frequency at a heightened perception. Here's the present. Here's the present, and here's the future. You're able to read this. You're able to read this vibration. This is the interval. This is how close it is. It's very close and it's very high. You're at a high frequency. You're able to read this interval. And you become farsighted in terms of perception using your third eye. Peace. Peace, God. Peace, Goddess. Peace, Sis Star. Peace, Bro Star. What's the word? What's the word? The sky is the limit. I can do all things through God or Christ, which strengthens me. Christ consciousness. I can do all things through Christ with strength. I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me. It's here like there's a whole lot of chemtrails out here. Whole lot of